The filming and broadcasting, the television and taking of still photographs can only take place within 15 minutes before the commencement of proceedings and during court adjournments or at the end of proceedings. This is obviously applicable in the continued broadcast of the case. Individual journalists are allowed to take still photographs and recording of proceedings with handheld devices, including mobile phones during court proceedings, with the following exclusions or prohibitions. No still photographs can be taken of the accused during the court proceedings. The positions of cameras for the purpose of taking still photographs are not to be changed during court proceedings and positioned and they are to be operated and positioned in a manner with minimized distractions to court proceedings. If lighting is used during the recording of the proceedings, it must be used to the extent that it does not disrupt the proceedings. One, each camera for still photographs during court sessions. The media equipment shall not interfere with the court's proceedings or the court's equipment. No recording of bench discussions either, no recording of close-up photographs of matters or that are of private and confidential nature between the attorney, counsel, advocates or parties. No recording of photographs which may intrude upon the privacy of the magistrate, the litigants or the legal representatives or members of the public.
trabalhar com equipamento daquele lá, e não pode enviar provas, ao próximo, quando você esteja em discussão com o seu advogado, quando está o magistrado, isso é o tribunal.
The photographs or recordings in this matter may not be used for commercial or political advertising. All media representatives must be consistent also with the decorum of the court.
It's now about 13 minutes towards 11 o'clock. We're watching live visuals there coming to you from the Protea Magistrate's Court in Soweto. Just to contextualize for you what's taking place in case you've just joined us, we are seeing the first appearance of a 20-odd-year-old man who's been arrested in connection with the rape and murder of a 6-year-old in Orlando East. He is currently in the dock. His name has been made public, but we'll refrain from repeating that until he's pleaded inside court. We spotted the police minister, Kunu, and his deputy Kasel Matale, who are also present there in the gallery. It's a jam-packed courtroom, no surprises given just how much of an interest the story has received since it broke on Monday. What's currently happening now is the presiding officer reading out the circumstances under which the media is able to record what is currently taking place in court. There are a few restrictions about what we can and can't show you. We'll just continue listening in as we get to the heart of why we're there today.
If any of this creates any disturbance or there is compliance with the court order, result in this order being suspended and can lead to contempt of proceedings. Should the need arises, then the media houses may also bring an application to vary the order in future if a need arises. Right, back to the business of today's proceedings then. You have an obligation to disclose to the court all your previous convictions and pending cases. It's a criminal offense to give false information about your previous convictions and pending cases. If convicted, you can be sentenced to a term of imprisonment of up to 2 years or a fine of up to 80,000 rands or both. Do you understand?
I do understand, Your Worship.
Do you have any?
Nem julgo que caso feminino, outros já acharam muito importante, não vejo os casos femininos. I have no previous convictions, no previous cases.
Can the court accept that it also means you are not on parole, you are not serving a community-based sentence?
O tribunal vai achar que você não está fora de parole ou não deixa você na fora. Lokho kuchaza ukuthi-ke akhishwanga ngeparole nokuthi-ke asebizwe-ke anikezwa sona sokuthi-ke asebenzele-ke umphakathi mahhala.
Mr. Mapi, do I need to explain the DV relations to him? Are they applicable?
They are not applicable, Your Worship.
The state's attitude on bail today?
Your Worship, state is opposing bail on that.
Reasons for the record?
Your Worship, this is a Schedule 6 offense, and the accused Worship is also an undocumented illegal immigrant, Worship. So, Your Worship, state is opposing.
Já a atitude do Estado sobre o crime de limitação, eles estão a ligar porque estão dizendo que vocês têm que ser documentação e nesse caso está aí no chefe. Isso significa que você tem que dar razão mais normal para aceitar o seu ou aceitar o seu de limitação.
Because this is a Schedule 6 offense, you cannot be released on bail up until such time the court hears an application, if any, to consider whether you should be released or not. You have a constitutional right to apply for bail if you wish to apply.
Como esse caso cai no Schedule 6, não vamos dar caução sem fazer uma aplicação aqui no tribunal, porque você tem direito de ter posição e fazer esse pedido, mas a fazer uma aplicação e processar a aplicação.
Mr. Lieutenant, you have instructions on 6011B. This, whatever he has informed the court, is in accordance with what you've been instructed.
Indeed, Your Worship, it is in accordance with my instructions.
With regards to the application for bail, what's your instructions?
Your Worship, unfortunately, I could not be able to speak to him during the short adjournment because he was quickly taken away. If I may just approach him, Your Worship.
Yes, you may.
All right, so a minor consultation there, it appears, between the accused and their legal representative. We're now getting to the business of the day as it's been put there in court. It's the Protea Magistrate's Court. That's where the suspect is making his first appearance in connection with the alleged rape and murder of a 6-year-old in Orlando East. What we've heard so far is that the state is opposing any bid for bail, saying it's on two main reasons. The first, that he is facing a Schedule 6 charge, and the second is that it's been established that he's an undocumented migrant. This was also confirmed yesterday by the Provincial Police Commissioner, Tomim Tombeni, who gave more details around their own investigations and the circumstances under which they eventually found this individual. Turns out he was located in a completely different community to where this crime is alleged to have taken place. We're told the child was lured into a back room on Monday in Orlando East, but the suspect was found on Wednesday night in a place called Zola. What was also, I suppose, peculiar about what we heard from the police yesterday is that it turned out he was renting in both communities. He had a room in Orlando East and was found in yet another property in Zola. Police, as part of their investigations, have now extended laying charges against the landlord where this crime is alleged to have taken place. She's currently facing charges of allegedly harboring an illegal immigrant. The logic here is that the landlord apparently should have known, for example, that this individual is not in the country legally and so has become implicated, if you like, in that way. That particular individual, though, is not in custody. I imagine their case is going to continue sometime later on in the coming week, if the pace of this particular matter at least is anything to go by. But if you've just joined us, we're continuing to listen in onto this first appearance of the suspect inside, as I mentioned, the Protea Magistrate's Court. We spotted the Police Minister, Senzo Mkhunu, flanked by his Deputy Kasim Matale inside a packed gallery in this rather small courtroom. No surprise that there's such an interest, given just the outrage in places like Orlando East in the wake of what took place on Monday, we're told. Many people, of course, taking to the streets, asking for police in particular to do more to drive out any kind of criminality, especially that committed by undocumented nationals. Proceedings are continuing. Let's listen.
The accused will wish to apply for bail, Your Worship.
Mr. Lutango, you have papers to furnish to the state for verification purposes?
According to him, his passport was taken by the police, Your Worship.
Mr. Mahapi?
Yes, President Worship, can I just... Your Worship, it seems there's nothing, he has not furnished the state with anything, Your Worship.
Can we arrange a date then for the application to proceed?
Yes, President Worship. Your Worship, the application will be done in which court, Your Worship?
The case is allocated to court 10.
Your Worship, yes, 10, Your Worship. Okay. 10 is paired with... Your Worship, I think maybe Mr. Mohammed will do the application, Your Worship. I don't
Okay.
Yes. That's my pleasure. Your Worship, the 1st of November.
Next week, Friday, Mr. Lutango?
Worship, that would be fine. Which court are we?
10.
Court 10. So we are arranging a date for them. That will be fine.
We're going to arrange a date for them.
Okay, Worship. Then the 1st is fine, Your Worship.
Your matter is adjourned to the 1st of November, back to court number 10 for your formal bail application. Bail remains opposed by the state. You will be in custody without any bail.
Court number 10, 1 November.
All right, so there you have it. We've received, I suppose, what is the main kind of takeaway from today's sitting. The case against the 24-year-old who's accused for murdering and killing a 6-year-old in Orlando East has been postponed by a week to the 1st of November. That falls on a Friday next week, and that's for his formal bail application. What we heard towards the tail end there of that sitting is that he told his legal representative that he had given the police his passport. That's obviously needed in order to go ahead with the application. Police don't seem to be able to corroborate that at this stage. They are suggesting he hasn't furnished them with any of his documentation, which has obviously left the court completely tied. And that's why we've seen this postponement. Hopefully they'll be able to get to the bottom of who he is, how he arrived into the country, where his documents are, if there are any, in order to proceed with that particular bail application. The state has already indicated that they're going to oppose that bid, citing two main reasons. One being the fact that he's facing a Schedule 6 charge. The second being that, as far as they're concerned, he's in the country illegally. And I suppose we could extrapolate from that they are concerned he might be a flight risk if ever he was able to leave the custody of police, where I imagine he's going to be kept until he appears once again in court next week, Friday.